Hi, welcome to Clutter Bravado.
Yes, and it's the energy. It's not just about the stuff.
So we should probably just get into it, right?
Let's go.
Hello, Laurent.
Good afternoon, Elise.
Your hair's a little funny.
It's long.
Are you stressed out?
Am I stressed out?
Yeah,
Do I lie or do I tell the truth? The truth, yes, I am.
you are. That's
Yeah,
fine.
that's
Hey,
fine.
It happens.
It's,
You know, both of us are doing a lot these days.
we are.
We've got a lot on our plates. There's a lot happening, and honestly, pretty grateful for it because there have been times when I haven't had enough to do, and idle hands are the devil's playground. So,
There you go. Well, so
Yeah.
I need to go see my favorite hairdresser
yeah,
and
Amanda,
Amanda.
she's great.
And so I'm going to do that here. This afternoon, I'm going to make an appointment.
Yes, I think it's a great idea. So it's Libra season right now. It ties in to your haircut. Libra season. Do you know what, I don't know, some things about Libras? We prefer things to look beautiful and
Okay.
at their best. Yes.
Okay.
So considering we do this podcast together and it's almost my birthday, you should get a haircut. It would just be a nice thing to do for me because I think you look great with a haircut.
Wow,
We're
that's
getting
just
off on a weird start here.
that's just a way to tell me that I look awful right now in a way that's
No.
just. But you know what? I'm good. Okay.
No,
So
it's not just for me though. It's like it's a Libra season thing. You like
Right.
zhuzh yourself up a little bit. It's a
Yes.
perfect time for a little glow
well,
up.
I'm gonna do a glow up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do I need to do Botox too, or am I okay with that?
Hey, that's on you.
That's
If
on me.
you-
All right.
If you
all
feel
right.
like if it's calling to you.
So what's going on with you?
Well, like I said, it's almost my birthday.
I know.
It's in my family we have a birthday season
Wait.
because everyone's birthday falls between September 10th and October 30th. So like we're all in there. So there's a lot of birthday happening, a lot of birthday stuff, activities happening. And yeah, so this is a perfect time for me to announce that next week we will not have an episode. Because we took a week off for your birthday. We're taking a week off for my birthday. Because I'm a Libra.
That's a good reason.
I get to just pull that card all month. It's my birthday month and I do what I want.
And I do what I want. I support that.
Do you?
Yes, I do.
Thank you. Thank you.
Of course.
I'm not really doing a ton to celebrate my birthday though. It's really just like self-care and like doing cute things. Just,
It'll be nice.
living my regular Libra life, but with a little bit more leisure, I guess. But what have you been up to?
I don't know. I feel like I've been doing a lot, and so much so that I can't even remember. I went to a few events, couple events with you, that were completely different from what I do usually because they were theater events.
Yeah.
So it put me in a world that is magical because I don't know anything about it, and I'm learning a lot. So that's
Yeah.
been really fun.
Yes.
Discovering a whole new community of people that, in some respect, I see the similarities with the design community. Super supportive. I mean, super supportive, which is really fun. Everybody's rooting for each other.
Yeah.
In a world that's a little different. It sounds like it's a little challenging, but that human part is cool.
So we've been broadening our topic of conversation a little bit recently. And I know that we've mentioned that we were going to be doing that. But for anyone who's listening, who's like, some of your episodes lately haven't been sounding like how you guys started. Yes, that is a part of the plan. We are broadening our topics of discussion out just from design into the more lifestyle, culture, and arts of Los Angeles and of California. But for this episode, we have a furniture designer.
I know.
And we're back into it. Oh my gosh, I had so much fun talking to Eric Chang, our guest today. He is so fascinating. His story is so unique. And I loved hearing how all of the things that he is good at turned into what he does now. Like he was able to follow all of those threads through and tie them all together in a perfect bow. That is what he's working on. And Hellman Chang Furniture is absolutely stunning, and I dug deep into what they make, and I'm obsessed with it. Very talented, and I loved how he talked about the way he runs his business.
I know it was really fun. I loved having him on the podcast. He's brilliant. I think he's a huge part of the design community as a whole. Like nationwide, he travels a lot, and he's a really a big part of the design world in the United States, and big line of furniture. Really smart, really funny, and it's funny. He's someone that I want to have an ongoing conversation with because he has the pulse on what's going on in the design world
and outside of California too.
And outside of California.
Yeah, so he's in Atlanta. Yes, just outside of Atlanta, but originated in Brooklyn and travels all over the country and all over the world. And the way that he approaches his creative vision, the way he ties it into something that's really easy to like follow and understand business wise, and something that has become so incredibly successful. I'm very impressed with him. And if you're not watching this, you're just listening to it, I encourage you. I'm going to post the video on Spotify so that you can look at his suit. So if you're listening to this on Spotify, or if you're listening to this on wherever you're finding it, please check out the video because you need to see how good this man looks.
Follow him on his Instagram. You'll see he's probably one of the best dressed
easily one of the best dressed
in the country.
Gosh, wow.
I love it. Every time.
Wow.
Perfect.
Stunning.
He is perfect.
Yeah, but he was a joy to have on the show, and I really loved our interview. We should probably get to it, yeah?
Let's go.
Hi, this is Elise from Clutter Bravado podcast. Clutter Bravado is an independent podcast, and as any independent artist will tell you, getting off the ground is a little challenging. If you like what you're hearing, please like, comment, share, subscribe, support us in any way that you can on the platform where you're listening. And follow us on Instagram at Clutter Bravado for exclusive clips, events, and giveaways. We quite literally could not do this without your continued support. So from the bottom of our hearts, thank you so much for listening. Tell your friends, and please follow and subscribe so that you can be the first to have access to our latest episodes. Now, back to the show. Welcome to Clutter Bravado. We are here with Eric Chang of Hellman Chang. How are you?
Good. Thanks for having me.
I'm so glad we were able to catch you while you're in town because you don't live in LA.
I don't. Everyone thinks I do.
Just because you're here so
I'm
often?
Here all the time.
Okay.
Yeah. I probably travel like 80% of the year. So.
No way.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, but you're based in Atlanta now.
Based in Atlanta.
Amazing.
Used to be New York City.
Yes.
Yes.
So Hellman Chang started in Brooklyn.
Started in Brooklyn, New York, mid 2000s. And now we were just talking about it's like part of our DNA.
Yeah.
New York is such a part of our brand identity. But we moved to Atlanta about 5 years ago, right before COVID.
Okay.
Really. Yeah.
And you are the Chang
yes.
part of Hellman Chang.
I'm the Chang, not the Hellman. The Hellman is my business partner, Dan.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And so you started making furniture, manufacturing furniture in Brooklyn.
Yes, original Brooklyn.
How was that when you were first getting started? Were a lot of people doing it?
No, actually, this was way before Brooklyn was considered cool.
Okay.
This was like, 2004, 2005. If I rewind the clock a little bit, Dan and I we've known each other since the 6th grade.
Oh, I love it.
Oh, okay.
6th grade math class, became fast friends because we were both huge nerds. And instead of underage drinking with our friends, we were teaching ourselves woodworking in the summers of high school and college.
Oh,
That's kind of how it started.
Yeah.
So his dad would pull the cars out the garage. We'd go buy crappy tools from Home Depot, but then we'd go to the library and rent like fine woodworking books, like learn like shaker style woodworking. And we would teach ourselves things like mortise and tenon joinery, hand cut dovetails, hand rubbed oil finishes. So that was like the process that we really fell in love with in those summers in his dad's garage.
How?
Okay. We were huge nerds. Obviously.
Right. Yeah.
Yes,
no. But
yes.
yeah, that's.
Yeah. No. It was. I've always been, artistic and creative growing
Okay.
up. And Dan has always been really like handy and crafty and entrepreneurial. So we have a really good dynamic. It's very left brain, right brain. We're polar opposites when it comes
Wow,
to
yeah.
who we are as people. Like
That's
I'm
great.
very much like an urban city guy, and Dan is like, plaid shirt, khakis, and like fun uncle, 3 kids and a dog, like nuclear family. He wants the
Yeah.
white picket fence. So we couldn't be more opposite, but we're, the best of friends. The trust and communication is there. And because we don't do the same things, as business partners, we never step on each other's toes. There's
Right.
very few arguments. Like I can be gone for a month and really not talk to him, but we are moving in the same direction. We share the same vision, and we're just very responsible for our respective roles.
Did you have a specific moment that like inspired you to get into woodworking? Because that isn't just something that most people find themselves in, especially I
That
think
is
in
a
your
good
generation.
question. Okay,
Yeah.
so if I'll be completely candid about it, I remember Dan had this this is going to sound so weird. Dan had this incredible tropical goldfish tank.
Okay.
I know this is coming out from left.
All right. We
Okay.
are. Yes. I'm
And,
following.
we would go to the fish store all the time and like pick out beautiful fish, and we're again huge nerds. And he was always just figuring out how to soup this thing up and like make it cooler and cooler. And eventually he's like, we got to just get a custom like a stand for this, like a cabinet.
Like a pedestal cabinet thing. Yes.
And he went looking, and they were like, $1,000, $2,000. He's like, I'm a high school kid. I don't have this money. And so he thought, I'm going to build one. And so that's when, him and his dad built a little wood shop. And then
Okay.
I'd come over and be like, hey, man, what are you working on? He's like, yeah, I'm doing this like woodworking project. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is awesome. And like I jumped in, and we just started working really well together, like just learning the craft of woodworking. I mean, him and I both knew we both loved, middle school woodshop class. That was always fun for us. And we had done a lot of class projects together, so we had a good like kind of working rapport going. So we just kind of fell into it that way and built a beautiful fish tank cabinet. And then like a year later, the fish all died because we were just focused on the
Oh,
woodworking
because you're just
part of it.
focusing on the woodworking.
Yeah, we just
not
love
the
the
whole.
woodworking part.
Yeah.
So,
Wow. So Hellman Chang is born out of a fish tank.
I love it.
I love it.
That's beautiful. It's beautiful.
That's just
Okay, but I mean, you clearly haven't cornered the market now on fish tank
That
cabinets,
was a
which is maybe
one-off.
a window that you
that
could
was
walk
a
through.
custom.
Yeah.
Wow.
and the early stuff, honestly, was just terrible.
Right.
Objectively awful. Yeah. Things were falling apart.
So
It was
did you
bad.
end up like approaching that in school and wanting to go a little bit deeper into it?
Where we grew up, a little more pragmatic when it came to things like that. We went to a very competitive public high school. So I never thought like anything art and creative could be a sustainable future for
Yeah,
myself.
fair.
That's just kind of how we were raised. But although Dan, he went to Northwestern and he studied classical guitar performance.
Wow.
Yeah, very
Okay.
impressive. Like when he plays, it sounds like 10 people playing guitar. at
Oh
once.
my
Like,
gosh, that's amazing.
Really impressive, yeah. And no, he has not built his own guitar, but he needs to build his own guitar.
I was
We got
going
a
to say
question all the time.
woodworking and guitar, luthier. I think that
makes
it
total
makes
sense,
sense. Yeah.
I went to New York. I went to NYU, and I studied finance and marketing at Stern Business School.
Wow,
So that's
okay.
where my background is. But going there, I knew right away that I did not like finance, but I love the marketing aspect because I've always seen the world through like a marketing lens. Like I always loved the creativity of filmmaking and advertisements because they really make you feel this visceral emotional reaction. And when I see them, I always think about what was the director thinking when he did this.
Yeah.
That's just like how I thought about things when I grew up. And so like I really dug into the marketing part of school, and that's what I loved. And our junior year of college, I helped start a digital marketing agency with 3 other friends, and that went really well. I think our senior year or something, we were in the top 100 fastest growing private companies in the U.S. ranked by Entrepreneur Magazine.
Wow,
so that
yeah.
was like just kicking ass. And that's what I did after college. And Dan moved to New York after he graduated, and he was working at a music agency in Lincoln Center, like booking talent. So he was kind of in his respective field. And we would meet up Friday night poker nights at his apartment in Hell's Kitchen. And maybe like, 8 months into it, we were like, man, we really missed woodworking. We just never thought, like, how do you do that in New York City? It's just not possible, right? So this is like 2005-ish.
Okay.
And Dan went on Craigslist, and he found a co-op wood shop in Bushwick, Brooklyn, right off the L train.
Oh.
Yeah. So, it's not just random hookups on Craigslist, you can find.
Yeah.
You can also find wood shops.
Yes, not just misconnections. And so it was a 10,000 square foot professional wood shop. It was shared by a bunch of artisans, cabinet makers, sculptors, really cool space, but professional machinery, right? And so we rented a little 5 by 10 square foot bay for ourselves, and we started meeting up at 6 o'clock at night, working till 1 in the morning, get covered in sawdust, and just repeating that Saturday, Sunday, wake up, meet at 7 in the morning, work all day, all night. And within like 3 months, we're like, wow, this is the most expensive hobby to have in New York City. It's crazy. And just the rent on the wood shop alone was like more than our friends' apartments, studio apartments like Chicago, right?
Wow.
So we thought we gotta finance this hobby somehow. So we thought, let's try to sell some furniture. So design a small collection. And I remember getting a envelope in the mail from Dan's parents. It was a tear up from a magazine called Interior Design Magazine. We had no idea what it was. And they're like, you guys should think about entering this thing. And it was something called the Best of Your Design Awards. It was their inaugural Boy Awards, 2006.
Oh, wow.
And so we designed this piece called the Z pedestal and submitted it. And they had this amazing ceremony in the Guggenheim Museum, right? We're 24 at the time. And it's like the Oscars. They do all the nominations, announce the winner, and they called our name up. And I was like, oh my God.
Oh, wow.
So I get on stage, totally baby-faced, walking across, and who's like Jamie Drake's in the audience, right? David Rockwell. And Cindy Allen hands me this award. She's shaking my hand, and we're smiling for the camera. She leans in, she says, who the fuck are you? And we're like, who are you? And so the piece gets published, and a week later, we get a phone call from Brayton Hughes out in San Francisco, and they're designing the new Four Seasons Seattle. And they said, we love this piece. Can you customize it as a round bar table? We need 15 for the new Seattle hotel. And that was our very first phone call, our very first client.
Wow.
Yeah. And a couple weeks later, we got a phone call from the set designers of Sex and the City. They were making the second movie. And they said, can we do these as bedside tables for Carrie and Big's bedroom? And so right off the bat, like we were showing up in these places. And I think our 4th or 5th client were the set designers of Gossip Girl. So we got to go design some pieces for that set, and then later on in the season they actually wrote us into the script of an episode. There was a giant crate in the foreground with the big Hellman Chang logo, and then a character comes in and says, oh my God, is that a Hellman Chang table? And
No way.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's the kind of marketing you're looking for. Like
It's good
that's
marketing.
yeah.
It's good marketing. Yeah. So right after that, we had 14-year-old girls calling us for furniture, like just like that. Not kidding. No, it was a cool feather in the cap, but yeah. So it gave us confidence that we had something going, and we decided to debut at ICFF and immediately got picked up by showrooms. And, people would come by the booth and be like, oh my God, what is this? Is this, is this made in Italy? Is it made in France? Like, no, it's in Brooklyn.
Right.
They were just shocked. It's that no one's ever promoted being made in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
And it was right on the heels of the 2008 crash, right? So what we found at that moment was a very dramatic shift in consumption culture, right? The richest people in the world. It was not about, before it was about how many things you had, then it became about like what you had, the quality of what you had. They really had to rethink how they made their purchases. Everything was an investment. And so here we were, 2 young guys, self-taught in Brooklyn, making world-class furniture. And it really just, that story resonated. And it was right during the whole like Brooklyn Renaissance, right? That hipster culture.
Yeah.
And like the media just loved what we were doing because it was authentic. We weren't like making this up. This is what we were, So that was kind of the birth of Hellman Chang as a brand.
Yeah. It sounds like you found yourself at the right place at the right time pretty consistently.
Yeah.
Did you intentionally try to put yourself in the right place at the right time, or was this more of something you were following your heart and doors opened for you?
Honestly, I think it was both.
Okay.
Like luck is what you do with opportunity.
Exactly.
Right? So right place, right time, that's just luck. I think being prepared for it, I think certainly the marketing background helped. We had this incredible ad campaign where I remember thinking about it and proposing to Dan. He was like, what is this? This makes us, and it's us making furniture in our factory in Brooklyn, but we're wearing these custom suits made by Canali.
Amazing.
Right? And so like sawdust is flying
I think
up.
I've actually seen that photo.
It's a very memorable ad. Honestly, we haven't run this ad for like 7 years, but people think it's still going because it's so memorable.
Right.
Oh my
And that's
gosh,
the
wow.
effectiveness
Yeah.
of it. I said, just trust me on this, Dan. It's going to work. And certainly did, because it really cemented a very visceral, tactile vision of what the brand was.
Yeah.
At the core, it's two guys in their studio, like just making product by hand, but doing something just super refined, very high level, without saying anything, without even showing furniture, right? So
Yeah.
it was very understandable. So I think also going into it at that time, I mean, this was like, you know, the internet was just kind of booming, right? It was still like the wild, wild west of the internet. And like, with my marketing background, when I entered the industry, I was like, there is so much amazing product here, so many incredible brands that nobody has any idea about,
Right.
Because we're so insulated. We talk only to each other. It's so closed off. Like, no, like, we don't want the public involved. And so it's been multi-generations of not telling these stories. I always say design centers have a million stories that haven't yet been told, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, why is this such a barren landscape of storytelling when it is the richest possible industry for it? So I said, if I just come in and even tell anything remarkable or gear up something that is focused to communicate towards the end user, then we have an opportunity to create something special. And so that's kind of what we did.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. That's actually why we started the podcast too,
Yeah.
where
Right.
I wanted to get to know more about like interior design has always been really interesting to me.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, I wanted to be a designer for like 5 minutes. I wanted to be everything for like 5 minutes. But then, you know, a couple of years ago, I started working for a designer, and I got so fascinated by how is this stuff made? Like,
Yeah.
who comes up with this idea? How did you get here?
Yeah.
And so starting this podcast was really because I wanted to sit down and ask designers, how did you do this? And it really helps to tell those stories. And also our listenership is not just designers. It's
Right.
it's also, you know, people who are outside of the industry who are curious about it too. So I love that we both have that same motivation of wanting to tell the stories of design
Totally.
and share that. That's really beautiful.
Because every designer, every manufacturer has their own personal journey. And
Yeah.
it is fascinating because it is truly coming from a place of passion, right? Everyone has their own different motivations behind it. But it's a beautiful, I love being in this industry. It's such a
The
beautiful.
community is pretty
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those industries where like a rising tide raises all ships.
Right.
Yes.
Right. Even though you and I are competitors to the death. I'm kidding.
You're
No,
much
we
better
love-
than
I
Wait, are you guys gonna fight? Don't fight.
No.
No, I mean, yeah, we technically are competitors,
Right,
but you know, it's absolutely not the case in the sense that a designer will not furnish, you know, a project with your furniture
Next to our like your furniture.
or
vice
not
versa.
every time. You know, they won't use your sofa 3 times.
Right.
They'll have to find, you know, so it's like,
Right.
I think that, and designers the same way. I mean, I think that, you know, sharing ideas elevates every project. And I think that us, you know, when we talk and, you know, we share ideas and, you know, you learn stuff and you're like, okay, maybe I should,
God.
you know, and it raises the quality of what we do.
Oh, easily. Yeah.
Also sharing resources or, you know, like, you know, we were
Yeah.
talking about a bronze caster and I'm like, you know, if you need, you know, something here, it's also fun to be able to, you know, be like, if I have something in Atlanta or in the South that I, you know, I can call you, be like, you know, you should do that same way. So it's,
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
it's just interesting.
Yeah. I mean, I'm part of a group called the Makers Alliance. I don't know if you guys have heard
Yeah.
of it.
Oh wow, yeah.
Dave Dawson for Urban Electric started it, and he wanted to, you know, because he didn't go the showroom route. So
Right.
he's, you know, Urban Electric's all online. He's kind of on an island, and he wanted a way to just reach out to the community of makers. And it was something we really needed. And we get together. It's all U.S. based, vertically integrated manufacturers, the best of the best, and we get together, you know, 5-6 times a year at each other's factories.
Yeah.
We do tours and we talk shop and we share resources, even though we're competitors. Like, we're all friends. We gossip about the worst designers and the best designers. You guys are out there. No, but it's a fun community, and we celebrate each other's wins for
Yeah.
sure. Like, it's such a beautiful community to be a part of.
And I think that, I mean, you know, like us, promoting made in the United States. I mean, for us,
Yeah.
you know, I'm happy you're here because it's, we don't, you know, we promote a lot of made in California, made in LA is a big ethos of the podcast.
Yeah.
We love our state, and but I love the fact that you're here because you're such a big part of the design community, and being able to be proud of the made in the U.S.
Yeah.
part,
That's
and
huge.
all the people that we share. Kevin from Fuse Lighting was here. We had John Pomp. We went up to San Francisco and interviewed John Pomp,
Oh, nice.
And Allison Berger.
Alison Berger, and that was just pure magic.
Yeah. John's awesome.
Yeah.
Allison's great.
Yeah.
Really good.
Alison is, so it's like it was, having all of us on the podcast and talking about our craft and talking about the fact that it's made here,
Yeah.
and it's and there's a certain amount of pride to be making it here.
Have you found that there is more of a market of people that are searching for made in the U.S. goods right now?
Like I said, I think it started, after the Great Recession in 08, 09, and it's been growing ever since. I definitely don't want to get the politics here,
Yeah,
but
no,
I
it's
think
fair.
that the tariff issue, as
Yeah.
horrible as it is probably drawing more attention to the locally made
Right.
products.
Yeah.
The tariffs have not affected us at all. And there is certainly a sense of pride to be made all locally here in America, because it is such a dying art.
It is.
You know?
Yeah.
And-
That was the thing when you were talking about how you loved woodworking with your friend.
Yeah.
I wonder if there are kids out there right now who are begging their dad to create a wood shop for them in the garage. I want that for them because there are so many details, and the love of the craft I feel like can sort of disappear,
Yeah.
and I'm afraid of it disappearing.
Yeah.
There is, I feel, when I look at furniture that's available to people that aren't really in the know, that aren't maybe hiring a designer, their choices are very slim of good quality furniture
Right.
that's not being price gouged, and that's
Right.
that's something that's actually attainable. So I know that you are to the trade, so you're not
Yes.
direct to consumer.
Correct.
So when you're working with designers, is there like a message that you are trying to instill to their client through them of
Sure.
of the quality and the the importance of the quality of
Yeah, I
furniture
think
you
a
make?
couple of things. One is, the made in America part of it.
Yeah.
A lot of designers say, how do we justify these price points? And it's made in America. The reality is, for us, Dan and I created this because we loved what we were doing. We love designing and building furniture by hand. And that has never left, right? We understand that to build furniture of this caliber, of this quality, we tell our guys every day, you got to come to work happy, healthy, and loving what you do.
Yeah.
And for that reason, work-life balance and personal happiness and fulfillment is extremely important to Dan and I to give that to our employees that work there. And when we left Brooklyn, I was personally very worried about finding really good talent. Because New York, as saturated as it is, you could find anybody. And we had a team of incredible woodworkers there that were, 10, 20 years older than Dan and myself.
Right.
Wow. Yeah.
So we're going to Jersey, how are we going to find these people? Turns out there is a very rich custom cabinetry industry in that part of northern Georgia.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Yeah. But what we found is, for generations, they've kind of been run, just maybe unsanitary, unsafe, kind of sweatshoppy. If they're busy, these guys are working, 16-hour days, 6 days a week. If they're not busy, they're like, not working at all, right? Not many benefits other than here's your hourly rate, right? It is what it is. When we started in Atlanta, we immediately implemented 4 10-hour days. Everyone gets a 3-day weekend to recharge,
Wow.
right? We offer health insurance for them and their families. We offer PTO that scales up the more senior you get, 401ks. So if you could imagine the people that were just doing hourly, manual labor getting these types of benefits, we were able to really kind of get the best of the best in that area.
Yeah.
In fact, people took, they were production managers at other factories, took promotions to come do woodworking with
Yeah.
us. So we quickly developed a reputation down there. It's funny, I did an interview last month, and the guy was like, you want to know what your reputation is down here? We were like, yeah, we do. They said, you treat your guys well, you pay well, but you demand perfection. I was like, that's exactly what we want, right? So we have really passionate guys that are really good at what they do and love what they do, and that culture permeates through everything that we do. But it also explains, this stuff is expensive because the labor is expensive.
Yeah.
Because you are helping people have a living wage to keep this craft alive in America.
Yeah.
You know, so that's one big thing. And forgive me if I'm just like
No,
rambling.
please,
and
I love
talking
it.
too
No,
much. Okay.
this is fascinating. I love it.
And the other thing is, you were talking earlier, like design is about collaboration, right?
Right.
And I do not have such an ego where it's like, no, I designed it this way, you can't change it. Like, I love collaborating with designers. That's when magic happens. It takes a village to design a beautiful home, right? So designers always ask me, like, how do you stay at the forefront of design? You know what? Like, I'm lucky enough that I work with the best designers in the world, and I say, here's this piece, do whatever you want to it. Like, let's solve problems.
Yeah.
Let's create something magical. Inspire me. I inspire you. It's such a beautiful process. That's why I travel so much. I sit down with these designers. I look into their projects and we talk about, hey, let's try this here. Let's try that there. Every custom piece that goes to the shop, I am reviewing it. I'm looking at it. I'm customizing it. I'm reviewing DFAs. They're very, you know, our DNA's in every piece. Our name's on every piece. And I think that is such a key thing for designers to understand, is like, you can come in here and do anything you want with the line and create something really special and unique for your client that has a story, you know, that was created out of a need and a passion for something. So that's something that I really enjoy doing personally.
I mean, there's also, you know, the difference between things you buy from us and things you buy from, you know, imported. The finish, the wood that we choose, all of it is individually selected.
Yeah.
A piece that's hand patinated and hand finished does not have the same. You know, it's much deeper. The color is much deeper, and people, you know, I mean, I think that for people who know, they react to it, and that has a time and a cost associated with it, for sure. Having said that, I feel like more and more when I look at pricing for, I mean, at equivalent quality, you can find a chair for €100. It's not the same. It's not the same thing. It's a chair. I mean, I'll give it, you know, and if you need 300 of them, I get it. But you know, at equivalent quality, we actually are competitive with a lot of, once you add not even the tariff, but once you add shipping and duty and regular duties, we're actually not you know, that much more expensive. And sometimes we can make it for less. And the advantage also of a designer being able to call you and be like, hey, I need you know, I need a sofa for the end of a bed, or you know, I'm in a pickle because you know I need 40 chairs in 4 weeks, and you know, whatever the circumstances are, and you jump in and you're like, I'll take care of you. Those are things you can't do with
with
someone
restoration hardware.
Restoration hardware,
exactly.
or you know, and I think that those relationships are important. I mean, it's you know, and that's also part of you know being friends and having this relationship, is to be able to you know call you and be like, hey, I need a dining table. I can't do it. Just let's get it done. You know, and that helps you. That helps the designer and ultimately their client. So that's something you can do. By being, you know,
it's all about that relationship, and the fact that that designer can tell their end client, like, oh, I just called Eric, or I called Laurent, and he can help us. I mean, it makes them so much more powerful in their position to their clients, right? To foster that relationship.
I mean, we helped out a good friend of ours and designer, but you know, for a third or fourth home, and he called me. He's like, look, I'm you know, client wants RH, I can't. You know, he's like, I seriously can't do it. And I said, give me the project. You know, let's work it out. And we did the whole place with coming under, you know, at the same price or under, actually, because we, you know, we managed to change a little bit some designs. We, you know, saved wherever we could save. And the client's thrilled because they actually have furniture that's made with wood and not, you know, 2-meter crate. So it's it's really important to be able to and the only thing that my battle is that, you know, when you say, oh, you know, what's it, the tide, you know, rising tides, is that you have to support your community. You know, it's like you have to be able to, you know, we have a foundry that, you know, we use a lot. I mean, you know, and that's, you know, designers supporting us help a whole community.
And hopefully not knock us off. That's a
Yeah.
whole
Well,
other.
that's a whole other that's a whole other story.
It's
but-
painful when your clients are the ones that steal from you.
Right.
You know, it's,
But that's- yeah,
it's
that's,
heartbreaking. It's
Yeah.
heartbreaking. you
Yeah.
know?
So I want to go back to something that you said that I find really interesting, where you prioritize the happiness of the people that work with you and work for you. And I want to ask you how you were able to integrate happiness into everything that you're doing, or how you prioritize that in your own life.
In my own life,
Yeah.
my wife provides me a lot of happiness.
Yeah?
She's wonderful.
How did the two of you meet?
We both swiped right.
Really? Amazing.
We were a Bumble story. When I was coming out to LA 9 years ago, all the time, we happened to match. And I
Wait,
thought
did
she
she
was
live here?
Yeah, she was in the beauty industry here.
Oh my gosh,
Yes.
wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
And I matched with this woman, and I was like, this is not a real profile. Like, there's no way. And she stood me up on the first date, and I was like, I've been catfished. I've definitely been catfished. But we just kept talking, and then the next time I was in LA, 3 weeks later, we met up, and we never stopped.
Oh my gosh, wow. So wait, did she move to Atlanta with you?
She did. So I was in New York at the
Or
time.
you in New York, yeah.
We did long distance for a year, and I was in New York I was in LA every 7 to 10 days this year. It was
Oh my
pretty intense.
God.
And then after the end of the first year, she moved to New York, and then
Okay.
and then now we're in Atlanta. So.
Oh, I
Yes.
love it.
So she,
Yeah.
I say that because I'm very just mellow, always busy. So the only way to manage that is just to have a very even temperament. Whatever happens, whatever stress happens, just deal with it. And she's just a very just energetic, bubbly, beautiful person. She just lights up any room that she walks into. So it's you can almost live a little vicariously through that. My wife balances me out quite a bit.
I love that.
Yeah, she forces me to stop working, when it's appropriate, and she's a great support system. But for the guys, that's a good question. What we try to do is we don't want to celebrate the struggle. What we do is very hard inherently.
Right.
But we tell our guys, we're not here to celebrate the struggle. We're
Yeah.
not here to be like, oh, this is so hard. Look what I executed.
Yeah.
Our clients are not paying for struggle and hardship. So very often, after every project, every week, we go and ask our guys, what was your challenge this week? What was the hardest thing? And we note it, and we say, okay, how do we make next week a little bit easier for you, and a little bit easier, and a little bit easier? And you do that every day and every week, these tiny, tiny little improvements, and then suddenly things are clicking. They're seeing the fruits of those little improvements. They see the fruits of how Dan and I care, and how we're investing in them, in processes and systems to make things better and better. And suddenly the quality's coming out better, things are going on time, we're more profitable, just less issues. So when they start seeing that, you can really start to feel the energy change. And so that's
Yeah.
something we always focus on with the guys. We're always saying our job is to make your job better, easier, and more enjoyable.
Right.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. So I want to talk a little bit about, just a little bit,
Yes.
but yes, you design incredible furniture. You also designed a beautiful property, a beautiful home.
Yes.
And I want to ask you how you got to that, because I'm sure you probably had someone that's like, please, please design a house for me, so, considering how great you are at designing furniture.
Thank
Is that
you.
kind of how it happened?
Yeah. So the long story long is that a good friend of mine, actually since kindergarten, for his wife's 50th, we went out to the south of France, and they rented this incredible villa that was an old olive oil mill from 1779 or something.
Wow.
And it was on a beautiful winery, and we had the most amazing experience. It was beautifully designed. Incredible levels of service. If you wanted dinner, they would bring in a Michelin-starred chef to cook you dinner. I mean, if you wanted to go to see the Eiffel Tower, they'd probably send a helicopter to pick you up and drop you off in Paris, right?
Wow.
If I put a drink down and walked away, and came back, it'd be gone. People are lurking in the shadows to take care of you. And so we got back, and they're like, how do we recreate this in America? I said, Eric, we found a property, would you design it? And I was like, yeah. I mean, you find a property like that, I would love to dive into it. And 6 months later, they said, hey, we closed on something. Come down
Wow.
here. Financing costs are expensive. You got about 18 months to do this.
Yeah.
And I jumped right into it. And I was fortunate enough. I did actually, as a little side job, I did their first condo in Jupiter Island that turned out amazing, and then I did another brownstone in Georgetown, Washington, D.C. And this is a full acre private residence in the heart of Georgetown. I mean, it's incredible. It has incredible history. It's 3 houses combined to one. It was done by one of the first female members of Congress, who was like a big role in the women's suffrage movement. And then she had these historic gardens in the back designed by Rose Greeley, who was the first licensed female architect in D.C., and then updated by Perry Wheeler, who did the White House Rose Garden. So there's a lot of rich history in this. And it was published 30 years ago to the day in Architectural Digest.
Wow.
I think the F. Scott Fitzgerald family had lived there at one point. So honestly, right? Luck.
Yeah.
Timing, opportunity was there. I was ready for it. And I only would have been ready for it because I had been working with the best designers in the world for the last 18 years of my life, and just learning from osmosis and understanding quality and human scale and all that. So I dove into it, and it was too big of a project, I think, not to kind of just say, hey, this is what I'm doing. But
Yeah. I mean, it is absolutely beautiful, because I obviously stalked you on the internet like I do with all of our guests. But looking at the photos, it was really spectacular. And I'll put a link to this too, but there is a specific image of a staircase.
Yes.
And it is the intentionally imperfect staircase.
Yes.
And I want to know how you came up with that idea.
That was these old houses were all heated through fireplaces. I think there were like 16 fireplaces in there, and in the center column was the biggest one. And there was just random staircases to get up through all these different elevations because the whole house was cobbled together. So the decision was remove the old staircases, demolish this fireplace, and use that space for a spiral staircase, and the chimney itself would be this incredible skylight.
Wow.
And so it just created this beautiful, dramatic moment. But the other concept of this house was to kind of embrace the age of this home, and the gardens in the back, that's the real star. So how the direction was, can we bring nature back into this home as if it was kind of overtaking the home again?
Yeah.
Right? So we found the developer and client, they found this incredible plaster artist in Tuscany, Matteo Brioni. And we were in Tuscany doing the same thing for my friend Ezra, his 40th birthday, and took a side trip out to see his factory and see how he mixes this plaster. And then we sent the painter out there for a week and a half to learn it.
Oh my
and
gosh!
then flew back 10 tons of plaster in like 8 different colorways, with the intent to apply to every single surface in this home, right?
Yeah.
Is that sand plaster, the mark of the hand, just tells a story, and it tells history,
really
even
does.
though it's a new thing for the house.
Yeah.
And so the natural light in this staircase was just the perfect palette for this plaster, the way that, the shadows it creates, and it changes every hour, the way the sun changes. So you can keep walking back into the landing, and it looks different.
Oh my goodness.
And so the wooden staircase itself too was intended to just not be perfect. Like, you wanted to feel and see, and you could imagine the people building this staircase and applying the plaster by hand.
Yeah.
Right? That richness of human craft, I think that's where value is, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's also so, I want to say it's like visceral in the dining room.
Yeah.
Is it the dining room? It's like that deep sort of camel cognac color.
Yeah.
And just even from the photo, I'm
Yeah.
like, oh gosh, being in that room feels like it would be a warm hug. Like, it's just
that's exactly the perfect, people have said that. the
Yeah,
warm hug,
yeah.
We had the problem where the dining room and kitchen were just it was a very low ceiling. It was one of the few places in the home where you could not raise the ceiling. And I was like, man, this is so dark in here. And I decided we built these wood walnut portals on the other side of it, and to just lean into that low ceiling. And it said, let's just do the ceiling and everything in this dark cognac plaster. And it just worked perfectly.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's really, really beautiful.
Yeah.
Do you intend on doing more interior design in the future?
If the right project comes along, I'm really fortunate in that my business is furniture, and that pays the bills. So I'm not like want for the next project.
Yeah.
I'm like, I will take a kitchen job or a bathroom job just to, feed it.
Yeah.
So if the right project comes along that will personally inspire me and give me creative freedom, like that's something I'll look into. So I'm very fortunate to be in that position by all means. And again, I'm not the master. I've learned from the best. I'm still learning every day from collaborations, and I learned so much from this project too.
Yeah.
I think more importantly, it taught me to be a better furniture designer.
Right.
'Cause, right, designing for real context and space.
Yeah.
So I had designed 3 or 4 pieces for this home, and I've never received a better reaction from my interior designer clients than those that I designed for the project. So that's one thing. It also taught me a lot about what designers go through and all their pain points. So when I was done with it, I could, just think of a number of things that we could do better as a vendor, right?
To support, yeah.
For service, right? Communication, all those things. So it's making us a better, service-based company. What I learned was, as an interior designer, you're not successful when you meet your client's expectations. You're successful when you exceed your client's expectations. And in a punch list of 10,000 things on a new project, there are 10,000 things that can go wrong.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I didn't realize how much these designers relied on their third-party showrooms and their vendors to make things happen, right? Until I was in that job.
You're in the position,
can
yeah.
we get it a week earlier, right? Like all these things. I made a mistake here. Can you help? And I want Hellman Chang to be the ace up a designer sleeve, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I've got a Hellman Chang piece. I know it's going to be on time. I know the quality and the finish is going to be incredible. I know this one is going to knock the socks off of my client, like expectations. So like everything can go wrong, but I know the Hellman Chang piece is taken care of. In fact, I've got Eric's cell phone. I can call him just to make sure. Right? So that's kind of the approach that we take. Because at the end of the day, we are making products, but we're in a service-based industry. And so I'm always empathetic to where the designer is in their process and how can we make them super successful, right?
In that, do you feel like there are any specific blind spots that a lot of designers have when they start working with you or when they're trying to order from you or whatever it is that they're trying to create alongside Hellman Chang?
When I meet with them, it has to be very conversational. Like, I don't think they're used to companies being so accessible
Sure.
and customizable and willing to assist, I'm fortunate enough that the showrooms that I work in, like David Sutherland and Sloan Miyasato and the Break Group, they're totally fine saying, oh, here's Eric's number, call him, talk to him. He's more than willing to help. And I think that level of intimacy and personal service is like, they're like, oh wow, I can really do a lot here. So I always welcome that. I always encourage that.
Yeah, that they can just be like really open with you and really ask for what it is that they need.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Be completely honest and open with us,
Yeah.
and we're all working towards the same goal.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
That's great. Well, we're losing daylight rapidly, and I know that you are on your way. You're like in transit from one place to another. So I'm going to go ahead and get to our last 3 questions that I ask all of our guests.
Okay.
So my first question for you is, what is the messiest place in your home?
Oh my God. You guys oh man. Okay, you're not gonna believe it. My closet.
Your
No.
closet.
Yeah.
Really?
That I can't.
I don't
believe.
know because
I know.
like
Oh wow.
you are
You
are
surprised me
first
twice.
and foremost known for your fashion. Like
Oh,
like
guys,
it's
no.
it's the ensemble. You were always so well put together, and
Guys,
your closet.
I'm just faking it till I make it, guys. This is like years of just imposter syndrome at the forefront.
Oh
you
my
know.
gosh!
I love it.
In the style area of all places.
There's no better solution for insecurity than vanity.
This week on Clutter Bravado, Hellman Chang started by making a stand for aquarium,
honestly, here's the thing.
and his closet is a mess.
I will tell you. I will tell you this. Look, when you're 24, 25 years old, and you're going into you're going into Jesus. You're meeting with Jamie Drake or something, right? In their office. And I don't know what the fuck I was talking about. He's 24, 25 years old. I knew nothing about the industry. But I'd always loved to dress well, right? As a form of respect. My grandfather was a 4-star general. He was always just put together to the T.
Okay.
You would never see that guy not looking his best and speaking eloquently And he was always like, no matter what, like make sure they remember you when you leave the room. Make sure they respect you when you walk in the room. And so I would go in there not knowing what I was talking about, but you know what? People listened to me. They took me seriously, and it just kind of, it worked.
Yeah.
So, you know, I faked it till I made it.
Well,
I'm still
Wow.
faking it.
There you go.
Still faking it. Sorry.
Hey, you know what? I ask a lot of our guests about imposter syndrome because like it's something I've experienced my whole life, and everyone has it in common. We all have it about something, so you're not alone.
Honestly, I think in the creative industry, it's the only thing that can drive you.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
You can't like rest on your laurels. Like there's so much talent out there, and like I think that little bit of insecurity is what drives you to keep wanting to be the best.
Yeah.
And coming out with new things and being more and more creative.
And
'Cause-
being willing to be honest about it is what allows you to create better connections with other people that are creative. Because if you
Absolutely.
assume that you know everything and that you're the best and that you don't have any competition because you're way above everybody, nobody wants to work with you.
Oh, totally. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
They could sense it.
Yeah.
What's great about this industry is, I will say this, relationships are authentic here.
Yeah.
Right? At the highest level, these designers can buy from anybody that they want. So at the baseline, if they don't like you, they're not buying from you.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Right? So our interior designer clients, like I have real friendships with them that are truly meaningful. Like we share that common passion of design and art at the very least. And it's an incredible industry to be a part of. It's something
Yeah.
I love. But yes, no, closet is a mess. My wife is always like, clean this shit up. If you find any of your suits in here, I have my own system. It's a lot of, yeah. So.
I love it. Okay, second question for you. What is your favorite space, either in your own home or in a place that you've like designed, which you've had a couple of them, so.
Yes, always the bedroom.
Really?
That's always just like, yeah, that's because that's the most personal.
Okay, yeah.
That's your sanctuary, and if you can like nail it, and I always design from a point of like emotional reaction, right? I didn't
The
go to design
marketing in
school.
you, yeah.
Yeah, but like, right, it's you. Every designer has that aha moment.
Yeah.
Right. When you hit that, you're like, oh, that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Right. You've got that visceral emotional reaction, and so like nowhere is that more important, I think, than the home and especially the bedroom, because that's your ultimate layer and like that's your safe space, all that. So
Mm-hmm.
if I can find that for either myself or a client, like, you know, you've done it.
Yeah.
So, and in that project, I will tell you that bedroom took the longest. The level of detail in that was just insane.
Is that the one that has the beautiful pendant light fixture that's above the nightstand? There's a
Yes.
beautiful photo on the website. Again, I'm going to put all of these like either
Yes.
in the video or a
of
tag
course.
to it. But it's a beautiful like pendant.
Yeah.
It's sort of hexagonal, but it's a beautiful cut. It looks like a piece of jewelry that's just
And it
dangling
is-
over the nightstand.
Yes, that was my favorite pendant, and it's from Jonathan Browning.
It is from Jonathan Browning.
Yes,
Yeah,
and I've
beautiful.
used his stuff a lot.
Yeah.
In terms of just like classic timelessness and quality, there's nobody touches Jonathan Browning.
Yeah.
His attention to detail is incredible. And his quality control system must be insane. Just thinking as a manufacturer.
Yeah,
insane.
we had him on the podcast.
no
yeah,
kidding.
in
Okay.
San Francisco. He was
Love
one of the people.
Jonathan.
That, yeah, he's amazing.
But that bedroom, we blew out the windows to make this big portrait window looking through to the garden.
Wow.
And so it is the main point in the home. And so light comes in through that space.
Mm-hmm.
And that particular pendant, when you see it, is just this perfect crystal that like at some point in the afternoon, the light hits it perfectly and creates like these spectrums of colors and light. And it's
Wow.
a beautiful, beautiful shot. Yeah.
Wow.
But that is
Yeah.
the bedroom. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
gorgeous. My last question for you is, when you walk into a new space, what is the first thing that you notice?
It's how I feel.
Okay.
That's how I feel. Yeah. Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Because like what when people design their own homes, it's, you know, what are they feeling? What do they want to feel?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So that's how I analyze it. And I'm not snooty about design, just so you know, like
You can be if you want.
no, I think there's a place for everything. I think there's a place
Yeah.
for IKEA. I love it. I think I respect it for what it is, you know, and I'll say even for RH. I mean, like what they've done because of our own inability to open up our industry, they've taken advantage of this white space, right? Where they can market the shit out of it and just own this part of the industry,
Right.
Like how challenging is it for designers to steer their clients away from RH? And if they only knew that Crate and Barrel is like the Gap of our industry, right? And RH is like the Banana Republic of our industry. But we are like the Pradas and the Tom Fords and the Gucci's. Like that's the analogy I always like to make. So I respect all brands. But sorry, I was going to the feeling. I'm sorry. I always think about how I feel in that space. And so, yeah, that's it.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it's funny. We share IKEA. I'm in awe of IKEA.
Yeah.
I'm like, the amount of SKUs and I'm like, I go in there and I'm like, this is just absolutely incredible.
The logistics and the processes.
And
that whole other side.
Right.
Of our
I look at it and I'm like, they're
nuts.
geniuses.
Yeah. It's brilliant.
But yeah, it's brilliant.
Yeah.
All I know is that, I mean, this is not knocking IKEA either, because I've bought a lot of stuff from IKEA, but almost everything I've bought from IKEA, I have thrown away.
Well,
Which
it's hard to buy.
the other side of
that
it,
is
which
true.
is
That is true.
unfortunate. Yeah.
Yes.
It's hard to buy furniture from them. I mean,
Yeah.
like chairs or that's, but everything that's cabinet or
Yeah.
kitchen
Actually, the
or
cabinets are great.
I think they're fantastic. So yeah, furniture. I'm like, it's probably not.
Right.
But everything that's kitchen cabinet or to a closet or I think that they are fascinating. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
fascinating for sure.
For sure. But you know what they've done for young people is they've introduced style to
Right.
furnishings that's accessible, right?
Absolutely.
So you start to change that culture of how people see, design at a young age.
Definitely.
So it did serve that purpose.
Definitely.
Anyways.
Is there anything that you are promoting or that you want our listeners to look up that we can tag in our notes?
Oh,
for the
sure.
show?
Yeah. What's new, what's next in New York City just happened at 200 Lex last week.
Oh,
And
yeah.
we introduced a couple new pieces there. The Tetra dining line of square and dining tables and our new Isamu cocktail table and named after Noguchi.
Amazing.
Which
yeah.
was that one. Oh my gosh. We designed that like 7 years ago. So
Okay.
we're finally introducing it. So super excited about that.
Beautiful.
And where
We'll
are you
definitely
at
tag that
in New York?
Oh, we were at the Bright Group.
The
On
Bright
the
Group,
ninth
okay.
floor at the 200 Lex New York Design Center.
And then otherwise people can find you pretty much everywhere, right?
Yes, we're in every major city. So yeah, you can go to our website and find out where your local showroom is.
Otherwise, just use his cell phone and call him, Jack.
Yeah, just call him directly.
Yes, you can reach out to us. Absolutely. Always
Thank you so much for taking time out of your day today. I really
course.
appreciate this. It
Yeah.
was wonderful to sit down and
Yeah.
chat with you and to get to know your story more. And I do admire your work so much.
Oh,
And also, I mean, I just love that I get to be sitting on a sofa flanked by two of the best furniture designers in the United States. And I'm saying that not just because you're my friends, but because I genuinely love your work and to create furniture here in the US that is accessible to designers so that people are able to create the feeling that they're going for in their homes, to have a sanctuary in their space that is full of really high quality furniture. It's such a special thing. So
Awesome. And thank you guys. I mean, I think what you guys are doing with the show is incredible. And
Thank you.
it feels so nice. I feel like I've been in this room before, you know what I mean? And just inviting us all into that conversation feels really good. You guys are doing such a good job.
Oh,
so keep it
thank
up.
you.
Well,
Thank you so
we
much.
love our community. So.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks so much, and have fun this week in LA. I know you're running all over the place.
All over the place. Yep.
But thanks for
Put me out.
taking the time. It
Of
was
course.
special.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Clutter Bravado is filmed on location at the Kimberly Denman showroom in Los Angeles, California. For inquiries about our furniture, a directory of our guests, or just to reach out with questions or comments, email us at clutterbravado@gmail.com. And don't forget to follow us on Instagram at Clutter Bravado. Thank you.